Okay. Hi, folks. Welcome to AsyncAPI community meeting. As you probably heard, this meeting is being recorded for the transparency reasons, and the recording is going to be uploaded to YouTube. So yeah, so you're aware of it. I'm pretty astonished that we have so many people in the morning. I don't think it ever happened before. I mean, morning as morning for Europe, but it's not really morning, like it's 10 a.m. But still, I see that at least for me, I think there are a few folks that are at this meeting for a very first time. So if you would like to introduce yourself, that's the best moment. If you want to do it, it's not obligatory. It's just an option for you to do it. Anyone would like to?
Hello, maybe me. I'm Vladimír. I work with Smarter, and I watch AsyncAPI specification very closely. It's very interesting stuff. Thanks.
Welcome. You're contributing from time to time to the spec, so it's awesome. Thanks for joining. Anyone else? Okay, so before we jump into the agenda items, it's also a moment where you can just ask your questions before we do it. So if you don't have time, especially like, for example, for Europe or Africa, I think it's time where people also are in the office, have some Scrum calls, whatever, different meetings. So if you have to run for some meeting, some Scrum call, and your Scrum Master is gonna be angry with you, you can ask your questions now and then listen to the rest in the recording if you want. So anyone has some questions or you want to stay longer? Okay, cool. I guess not. So yeah, some updates from my side, especially regarding the conference. We did not yet announce it on any Twitter accounts or any other social media, but we have a registration in place for the conference. So I think it's important for you to know that once you go to the website, there's a new button there called register for free. And it's gonna take you to a registration site where you can register for the event to get the invite, all the links that you can use to access the conference. Probably this week or next week, we're gonna start some campaign, because we already know that few sponsors will join shortly. So we're gonna have some money for marketing. But if you already would like to, yeah, share the information that the registration is open, feel free to do it. Just if you have some specific channels where you know that the response will be like huge to the registration, please let me know, because last year when we did the conference, we had no registration. So basically we had no idea if some paid marketing was converting into registration, or sharing a link on Twitter was converting into the registrations. So if you would like to share the registration link somewhere with your communities, and you're also interested, like how many people will respond and register, please contact me after the call, or just mention now during the call, because I can generate a dedicated link for you.
That was exactly what I was going to ask for. A UTM or some description. Yeah,
so it's not because it's coming from Zoom, so it's not really UTM in the query parameter, but it's like unique address that you're getting. So just, yeah, let me know and I can generate it for you later and share the link. And then you can ask me and I can tell you how many people registered. Okay, so we have registration link, and right after the call, I'm gonna merge one additional pull request, and we will have a prospectus finally ready. So a kind of PDF file that explains what the conference is and what are the sponsorship tiers. So you can also share it with potential sponsors if you want. On the website, there's going to be a button to download the PDF, and yeah, share with whatever peers you have, like even not inside your company, but some other companies that you know that would like to sponsor. And I guess that's it. If it comes to conference, let me just take a look on the list. Yeah, that was the most important. Like so before I'm jumping into another topic, any specific questions you have about the conference or the hackathon? Oh, and maybe actually important to know, because of the hackathon and also the Hacktoberfest, in October, we will have a weekly meeting every Wednesday, twice a day for different time zones throughout the entire October. And the meeting is going to be called like Contributor First. So it's going to be like mainly dedicated to folks that want to either join us with the hackathon or Hacktoberfest. So it's going to be a dedicated session for anyone to ask questions, get some guidance, some feedback on the ideas that they want to work on. The invite, I'm going to share a link. So there's no invite yet that I sent out, but the meeting is already added to the AsyncAPI calendar. So let me just share you. So the time of this meeting will not change. So it's already there in the calendar. So let me share a link. So it's going to be every Wednesday morning and evening, and it's going to be live streamed to the different accounts that we have. So if you have some folks that need this kind of support, or not even hackathon related or the Hacktoberfest related, but like in general, how to start contributing to the project, that's the best moment to join those meetings and talk to me and other folks that will join. Because the most important to understand about this meeting, like Contributor First, it's like that we know that like more and more people join the project, and we're getting more and more questions in Slack, like how to start contributing. And people mentioned that it would be nice to have like much more detailed contribution guide, like how people can help in the project. And here, I mean, I have it on my agenda to create it, but I didn't want to create it like basing on my just own experience, because I was afraid that I'm going to be biased by what I already know about the project. So that's why before we start working on such a detailed documentation, I thought it's good that we have these meetings. We talk to first-time contributors, and basing on their questions, we learn what's this initial experience, how it should be improved, and how this kind of documentation should look like. So that's the idea basically behind this contributor first meetings. But it doesn't mean we're going to cancel them once we have good documentation. They're just not going to be that often. Any questions? Okay, cool. So I guess the other topic might be more interesting for you, is the 2.2 release. So just an update from me as a release coordinator. We are releasing 2.2 today. I'm gonna share a link. I think the most important is to share the link to the release notes. So there are two features, both coming from contributions from Gerald Lefner. It's one is just a new binding added. It's for AnyPoint MQ. But the other feature is pretty nifty, and in the past, many folks asked for it in the Slack. So it's an option to basically link channel to the server. So if you probably know, prior to the 2 version, when you had in your spec a server specified and channels, it meant that all the channels have to be available on every server mentioned in the AsyncAPI document. And now with 2.2, you can say that given channel is only available on a specific server. So that's it. If it comes to 2.2, it's released today. It's gonna be also available in the JSON schema of AsyncAPI spec in the parser. There's also already a pull request to Modelina, to React component. So yeah, basically today we release it, and you will be also able to preview your 2.2 AsyncAPI documents in the playground, like today, but not sure about what hour. So basically try it tomorrow, because there are many tools that have to be released. But that's something that you can read out from the release notes. The most important from my side is to share and emphasize on this, that if you, most of you already know that we have this release cadence every 3-4 months. So next release is January next year. And I'd like to just link you to a release process document that describes how we release the spec. And important to notice is that the release process is handled by a release coordinator. So a person that like talks to all the people in the initiative to make sure like that they know that the release is in progress, and also like remind folks that want to push their features, like remind them about deadlines coming in, how much time left for them to provide the changes. So it's a role that is not much about like coding and doing like manual work. It's more about talking to people and discussing with people, and learning how many people we have in the organization, like learning all the different tools. So I'd like to like make it clear that if somebody wants to, for the next release cycle, jump in as a release coordinator, be responsible for that process, make sure that we have release branches created, make sure that community knows about the new release coming in. Just volunteer, let me know. I'll gladly leave it to anyone from the community to handle that and drive it further. I think that's a good way to get into the initiative, get to know all the people in the project, and get other people from the project to know you. It's if you know CNCF, Kubernetes, so in Kubernetes, this release coordinator role is also open to the community. And as far as I know, many people that went into this process to handle it and coordinate it, most of them were always like happy and communicating that it was the best way for them to learn how this structure looks like in the project. So yeah, that's it from my side. And I see that Ben had to go to the Scrum meeting. So any other topics from your side, folks? Something you want to discuss, share? Did anyone from your side try already, planned already to submit CFP, like some proposal for the conference? Dale, are you doing it?
It's a good point. Yes, I will. I'd totally forgotten to do that.
Yeah, I mean, deadline, it's, I think it's 17th of October, so there's still time. But yeah, so far we got five proposals. I checked yesterday. So yeah, let's see. And the hackathon, anyone already thought about it? I know that Ace plans to join. Okay. So if there's nothing else specific, I see that now, right before, like a minute ago, we have a new person that joined the meeting, Kalarani. Because we started 20 minutes ago, so all the topics we covered, is there something that you'd like to ask, or rather joined to see the group?
Yeah, so I'm a latest. I just started using AsyncAPI more recently, and I saw this invite in my calendar just now. So I thought I'll get to know what's happening in the community and just hang around in general.
Awesome, thanks for joining. Are you using it for some pet project or in the company?
We are using it for the project in our company. They're actually planning to use. We were evaluating a few options, and I was exploring AsyncAPI and was interested in this.
Okay, cool. So I highly recommend you to watch
for
the
the hackathon. I may have a question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So I was going through the tools that are listed in the AsyncAPI website, and I found the code first generators might need some bit of attention, and it could be improved much more. So I'm thinking to make use of this hackathon to kind of contribute in that area. But I don't know where to start, and if there is anybody who's interested in that, or if any of you guys have any pointers on that, please do let me know. I'd be interested.
Yeah, so there is at least 2 days ago we got an inquiry in our hackathon related discussions on GitHub. There was an inquiry from a person from the community that works on a code first tool. If that's a good topic for the hackathon. So my response was like, basically every single idea is good for the hackathon. Because it's hard to say what's not good, because we did not even yet define the list of people that will like judge the projects, like provide their feedback about the projects. So the group that will do it, it's gonna be, there will be few people from different communities with different background. So it's pretty hard to say how they will share opinions about given project. So I would say code first is also a good idea, because even if you don't win, you still promote the idea that you have through the event, because whatever ideas we're gonna have, they will reach people that will provide their opinions, and also the wider community will see all the different ideas that were brought in. And also as a result, if your project will be good and well received, in AsyncAPI initiative, we accept community projects inside the organization. So you can join the organization by donating the project and working on the project inside the organization. So definitely I would recommend going this direction. If it comes to how to start, next week, I mentioned it already to the group before you joined. So next week we start a dedicated meetings every Wednesday morning and evening for different time zones. So you can join such a meeting and we can talk about it. But also we can talk about it offline if you want after the meeting in a Slack. If you need some guidance how to start.
Sure thing. I think that's helpful. I'll go through the conversation in the community.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Are you already in our Slack?
I'm not part of the Slack. I follow the GitHub community discussions.
Okay.
And I'm
So-
part of this Google groups. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm anyway gonna I just pasted in the chat the invite to Slack. So feel invited, join Slack as well. You can ping me there if you'd like already to get some guidance this week, because the hackathon starts on Friday, but you have entire month to complete it. So, but if you don't want to wait until next Wednesday for the public meeting, feel free to shoot some questions on Slack. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, I guess we can finish then. It was good to see you folks in the morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. In 2 weeks, we have another public meeting. This time it's going to be afternoon. But as I mentioned, like, feel free to join the contributor first meetings. And yeah. See ya. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.